fuck up. Welcome to Booze and Ballin'. Fantasy football?
Shaken.
Not stirred. We didn't do that right, but I'm Todd Webb.
I'm DK.
It's been a hot minute. Tonight's episode is risers and fallers after the rookie draft and
tonight's inspiration
is
the old double XO, 2XO
we're
Oak
like
series.
We're like the cup people at a wedding.
What do you mean?
They need to drink to dance. We need to drink to podcast.
Oh, I know. It's for sure.
Never go to a wedding and dance sober.
We got a 92 proof. This one's right up my alley.
That's a nice light one.
Yeah, exactly. A little 46%er.
2XO. I love that bottle.
2XO.
I love
two
that
times
bottle.
the oak.
Because I have it right there.
By Dixon Desmond.
Dixon.
Coming out of Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. I bought this bottle a while back and I have not opened it for some reason. It's one of those ones I just keep bypassing.
And I think my brain
and this was your surprise today.
Walking around my liquor store just upped their variety by a lot. And I was walking around and this one happened to pop up. And I think my brain happened to see it back here like 1,000 different times.
Asked about it a couple times.
Yeah.
We'll open it, and then we just
never
don't.
did. So I bought it, said, fuck it, let's do it tonight.
So you don't know, but I switched them out. That's actually my bottle.
It's okay.
All right,
it's aged another 2 years.
Let's do this. The draft happened. Landing spots happen, and landing spots mean everything. Targets, touches, and situations are king when it comes to fantasy football. You can get really screwed. You can be the best. You can be the best whatever in the draft and go to the worst damn situation.
This one's already up a notch in my book because it doesn't come with a plastic fucking bullshit.
That's nice. So we're gonna start with running backs. Some guys that we think that's gonna be a good pop. Oh, yeah, it was a good pop.
It's a high pitch. Ooh.
I'm very excited. We're going to start with running backs, give some guys that we think moved up our rankings from where they were after the draft based on their landing spot. And our consensus number one guy that we both agreed on is going to the Dallas Cowboys, Jaydon Blue. Jaydon. You know we don't do good at names. But honestly, in my opinion, I think as far as one of the running backs who moved up people's draft boards the most, it has to be him because it's a completely wide open backfield. Yeah, they have Javonte Williams and they have Miles Sanders, but Javonte has shown that he can't be the guy.
He never really proved it, has he?
No, and then Miles Sanders is on it. He's got one foot out the door.
Yeah, I don't hate Miles Sanders.
I don't hate him either, but
again, both of those guys have always been they're going to be so good this year, and then they just never do it.
And Jaydon Blue is possibly the most electric player in the draft. What, a 4.3, 4?
Yeah.
He's not the biggest guy. He's 5'9", 196, but he's fast.
No, but he's going to fill that Tony Pollard role brilliantly. I think.
With them getting Pickens, I think it even makes him better. He's going to have you some big plays.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's a big play waiting to happen in that
Consensus,
offense.
we agree that he probably moved it. One of the other guys I like, not because, I like landing spot, but it's like I have two more guys that I like because they're a stub toe away from being a bell cow or a RB1, RB2.
Okay.
First one, Devin Neal, going to New Orleans.
Oh, love Devin Neal.
Obviously they don't like Condre Miller that much.
No, he's had his own injury runs.
Or is he just not?
He hasn't played a full season yet. He's constantly hurt. So we don't know exactly what we're getting out of Kendra yet.
I assume Neal's going to move into the RB2 spot.
I think there's a very good chance that happens. His overall talent is he's up there with the best of them.
He's basically built like Kamara. I think he's roughly within an inch and within about 5 pounds. Same guy as Kamara.
Not a lot of people realize this, but Kamara's going into he's going to be 31 by the time the season starts.
Yeah, he is a stub toe from being a dude.
Yeah, he's going to have opportunity there, and eventually they're going to start to move Kamara out of that offense at some point. Kamara might even go try and chase a ring or somewhere. You never know. So I think Devin Neal's he's a great
steal. You're going to get him probably in your second round. He's not a first round guy.
Dynasty.
And everything we do is dynasty for this episode because it's really the only thing relevant because you're not taking any of these guys in a rookie.
When we're talking rookies, we're typically talking dynasty because outside of Genty, I don't think there's anybody
maybe
going
Hampton,
in.
Henderson, Judkins. That's about.
But they're going to go later in your redraft.
They're going to go to your late rounds.
They're going to go to your guys that pick your Najee Harris and wants Hampton as a backup.
True. And pre-landing spot, Jaydon Blue would have maybe been in a dynasty. He would have probably been a dynasty draft. He would have probably been third, fourth round, and he moves up into your second round. Same with Devin Neal. He moves up to a possible second round guy. And the other guy I like for the same reason, now it's good, right?
Oh, that's very good.
It's not as old as Kamara, but DJ Giddens in Indy behind Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's has his own injuries.
High ankle waiting to happen every year.
So
I'm looking to trade him right now in my other dynasty league because he's a high ankle sprain away.
He should step right into it, and he's bigger. He's bigger than him. He's 6'1", 212. He's going to get immediately goal line carries, unless Anthony Richardson runs him in. But
yeah, I was going to say he might not even be the quarterback. Who knows?
Who knows? But Giddens is probably going to end up after camp be the RB2 and is an injury away from being a stud. So if you pick him up late second round, early third in your dynasty redrafts,
yeah, it's a solid
your
pick.
dynasty rookie drafts,
he's definitely a good third round pick. If you're especially RB needy teams, even late second, you could probably think about it, depending on what's available for you.
If you took him in your second round, depending on what your team needs are, he's worth it.
Because we just did one, and there was like 9 running backs that went off the board before the middle of the second round. I was like, what the fuck is going on
in any
here?
First round? I think this year, in any first round of a rookie draft for a dynasty, you could see 6 running backs go off the board
easily because there's not that many wide receivers.
Like your homer guy, your other guy that you like, Riser. He was already pretty up there, but he went up even further.
Yeah, RJ Harvey coming out of the Denver Broncos. The only worry about him there is he's got 2 other running backs that averaged over 4 yards per carry, and Audric and Jaleel. Excuse me, I almost said Jalen. But Jaleel and Audric both averaged over 4 yards per carry. But Jaleel's on the smaller side of things, and RJ Harvey, for somebody who's only 5'9", comes in at a little bit heavier.
He is a meaty.
Yeah, and
I think he's 5'8", 5'9".
His skill set,
meaty.
His skill set fits a 3-down role.
He's 205.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at his pass pro, but by a whole lot.
He's a good pass blocker. He's built to
if
run.
He can block in the pass, he'll fit right in.
He's built to run like 5'11", 210, 215.
Yeah.
To me, Estime and him. Estime is a little bit bigger. I think it's him and Estime they're going to split, and I think McLaughlin phases out.
Agreed. And I never really look at height as an important thing for running backs. If anything, being a little bit smaller on the shorter
more
side,
important to me.
Yeah, and just having your freaking center of mass, or your center of balance, like, and having your feet underneath of you at all times, like that's more important than being 6'1". I mean, it doesn't really matter for running backs. If anything, it helps you.
I get so much vanilla.
You can hide behind the line a little bit better. Like you can kind of get down. You know what I mean? But
so those are the guys we think moved up it. Let's hit the guys that fall, and I'm going to hit the most obvious is Dylan Sampson.
Yeah, I mean, you get drafted behind Quinshawn.
You get drafted right behind Judkins.
Which, let's just take a minute to talk about the Browns. They did that all draft. They're like, hey, let me draft this guy.
2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks.
And then the very next round, let me draft this dude. It didn't make any sense to me. I thought they wasted a couple picks
It was like a fantasy draft. You can only draft certain positions.
These are what we need, so this is the only thing we're taking.
I hate what they did, but funny to me is Dylan Sampson's comps are Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to me.
Which
and
he's
Jerome Ford just took a pay cut to stay there. So that outside of Judkins, like Dylan Sampson is going to be fighting for that third. It's dumb that they took him. So to me, he falls from, he was possibly a top 8 back. He falls outside the top 10 easily.
Agreed. He's never really been on my radar. But now even less so because you've got 2 guys there that are more than likely going to get the rock whaled before him. So
yeah, I have 2 other guys, and then we have a guy that we're controversial on. I have 2 other guys that I'll touch on quick that I think we both think that their value falls just because of how crowded that backfield is. Damian Martinez going to Seattle and Bishal Tootin going to Jacksonville.
Yeah, Martinez, we were both in our pre-draft. We were both high on him. We were like, depending on where he goes, he could be a steal of this draft. He goes, and now he's behind Charbonnet.
Now they're Walker. A trade away from being relevant.
And Walker struggles with injury. So he still might see the field at some point this season, but is not going to be fantasy relevant at all.
But he's 6 foot. He's fast. He's a good running back. But then you got Charbonnet.
Yeah, Charbonnet was a stud when he got the ball. So
honestly, I know there's been some calls.
Charbonnet should be the starting running back.
I think Charbonnet is the best running back on that roster.
Yeah.
But I think it should be Charbonnet and Martinez, and they've been gotten calls about Walker, and I think that they should take him. Same thing with Tootin. He's behind Etienne and Bigsby. Etienne has got 1 year left on his deal. I could see him being gone. So maybe you draft him if you have a stash spot.
Yeah,
but
there's something about Etienne that Jacksonville has kind of like phased out of that. Yeah, I don't know if it's Oh my God, Doug Peterson. I don't know if he just doesn't like him or like what the hell's going on there. But I felt like he was a top 6 running back in the league, and all of a sudden you can't like. Where do you think he drafts in a redraft league? Probably 6th round, 7th round this time around.
Honestly, I
probably won't draft him at all.
Peterson didn't like him, but I did like watching Bigsby run better.
Oh, Bigsby! You know me. I've been high on Bigsby since he came out of Auburn. He's a beast.
All right, let me hit you with the guy that we're not controversial on, but Cam Scatterbo going to New York.
That's a tough one, man.
I don't hate it, but he's exactly Tyrone Tracy, but a little bit better between the tackles.
Yeah. Well, you can't forget about freaking Singletary either.
Well, I think with Cam Scatterbo going there, you're going to forget about.
The head coach is in love with Singletary, though. He loves it.
I think it's going to be a committee. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split, Tracy and Scatterbo.
I think Scatterbo, he might have fallen just a little bit, but I'm saying maybe 1 or 2 ranks. I don't think he went too far down the board for me.
You wanted him in Denver.
Oh, I wanted him in Denver big time, especially when we passed on Omarion in the first round. I cannot believe we did that, by the way, unless we really had our eyes on RJ for some reason.
Hampton
in
Denver would have been absolutely beautiful.
You would have considered taking him 101 over Genty.
I still think he's not that far behind Genty.
No, because Najee's only got a 1-year deal going there in LA. So
let me preface this because we're about to get into wide receivers anyway.
Okay.
If you do defensive players, IDP, the 101 in your draft should be Travis Hunter.
I agree. I want to
flat out.
If he at some point gets to play both sides, which they're already considering doing. I know they've come out and said that they want him to focus on offense and get that side of the ball better because they're lacking at that number 2.
Which is better for his value.
Right, but at the same time, if he gets to keep that DB tag,
and so Sleeper
and only plays wide receiver,
have said he's keeping it.
Hello, Taysom Hill 2.0. He's going to be an IDP
he's
cheat
make
code.
Taysom Hill look average.
Yeah, he's going to be an IDP cheat code.
So if you play IDP, I say it now, he might be more valuable than Genty.
It's close. It depends on your team needs, but it's
if you need a wide receiver,
close.
Or you need I think he's more valuable because now you can start wide receiver flex, and then him in your IDP.
Yeah, you get to play 4 wide receivers at that point. If you've got
decent running back core, he's a 101. If you need running backs, take Genty. Yeah. That being said, another guy, well, I'm going to start the wide receivers off with a guy who, not say he moved up too much, but has potential to be an absolute stud, is Golden going to Green Bay. Can he finally be that wide receiver 1 that they have needed and can't find? They can't fucking find a wide receiver 1.
I think he's a stud. I think his talent is capable of it. Now, is his talent that much better than everybody else that's there that allows him to become that number 1? Or do you think Jordan Love continues to spread the ball around just because there's so much talent there already? You got 2 tight ends that can catch the ball.
I think yet to be seen.
I think so as well.
But I think
it might take him a couple years to become that. But I think like a Drake London situation, like his 3rd year, you might see a guy just all of a sudden
Or
emerges.
He just might go out with his speed and everything, and with Christian Watson being sidelined for at least a few weeks to half a season.
It's going to be a mental
He
thing.
might end up being just that guy right away.
Be right back.
And that's a good time to do a commercial. Our link tree is down there. We sell shirts, and we're a podcast.
Hey.
And we're not drunk yet.
Pukanuga.
Whiskey. That was the worst fucking commercial ever.
We're
all right,
working on that.
So a couple risers, guys that I like. I know we've talked about this before, so I say we like, but Trey Harris going to the Chargers.
That's a great fit.
As much as I love QJ,
he's taking his job.
I think they drafted him in the 2nd round to do what they wanted Quentin Johnson. Now Quentin Johnson's I think about in 6'4". Trey's only, I think it's Trey. Yeah, he's 6'2", but he's got better hands. So I think they drafted him to be the number 2 to allow Ladd to work more in the slot and be the true number 1.
You got Ladd McConkey, Quint. Oh my God, I can't even talk.
I think, might make Ladd
Quentin Johnston.
I think Ladd's value goes up because of him.
Agreed. No more Joshua Palmer's no longer there, so he's immediately going to slot right into that role.
I think he immediately becomes the number 2 unless QJ has an amazing camp.
Which QJ's still there. If he doesn't drop like 6 balls last year, he's like a top 15 guy.
If he had hands, he's a stud.
Yeah. And I know he's always had problems with drops. So if he can somehow eliminate that from his game, he's a top 15 guy, like right away. But I don't know.
He's the old Nelson Aguilar.
He has, yeah, pretty much. That's a great comparison, actually.
Another guy I like, and to me, he could potentially be this year's not. Now he's not Puka. I will never say that. There will never be another Puka.
Can't wait to have another discussion about him.
But Zach Besh.
Yes, another talent.
I love him with only Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers ahead of him. And he'll work the same type. He runs the same type of routes like a Puka does. 6'1", 214.
He's built. He plays a lot like Jacoby Myers, believe it or not.
He
Only
could
a little
be
bit better.
really good in Vegas, especially with Genty opening up the run game.
Still yet to be seen on who's throwing him the football, though.
Geno.
I know, but oh yeah, I keep forgetting Geno's there. But do you trust Geno to be able to? Can Geno Smith hold Bowers, Jacoby Myers, him?
Yeah, but what is a quarterback like if they can't find the tight end? Is a white guy across the middle.
That's a good point.
Edelman. Geno
doesn't ever really throw over the middle. I mean, DK and everybody went outside. And
he's hitting
the hashes.
He's going to a completely different receiving core than he had in Seattle.
Sure. It's going to be weird to see.
I think Zach Besh being drafted to Vegas, who has the need, who doesn't have a true number 2. Yes, they have Brock Bowers, but he's at least worth getting on your team as a flex play. Where before I would have said he sat a little bit further back.
He's a great one to throw in your taxi squad too, and just to see what happens.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the Dyke next.
Ooh.
Because I can't say his first name. Chimmery Dyke.
I don't know. I'm not
going to the Titans. So before I say this, I'm going to say the guy that it creates one of my falls is Alik Ayo Manor, whatever his name is. He was a top 7 wide receiver prospect.
Well, he went pick 40 something.
But he went after Dyke.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Deke, Dyke, I don't know. I'm going to say Dyke because where we live, there's a river called the Dyke, and it just is in my mind.
That's
and we're electricians and we use dikes.
That's still not why you're saying Dyke.
Love dikes. So do I. Anyway, so I'm saying he went in there. He's 6'1", 196. He is a very good receiver, drafted earlier. Yeah, they traded up to get Ayo Manor.
Yeah, but draft capital is definitely a thing, right? You always have to go with the guys that are picked earlier in the rounds.
They moved up for a reason.
Because they have to use them. You're going to be paying these guys more because you drafted them in an early round.
So you're going to use them.
Your owner's going to go, why the fuck would you pick that guy there if you're not going to give him the ball or use him in some shape or
Agreed. And the wide receiver one in Tennessee is wide open.
Yeah, who is it?
Hopkins went back there to die, didn't he?
Calvin Ridley's
there.
Treylon Burks, who's been struggling with injury.
Waste of a first-round pick for me a few years ago.
I was going to say, we were all in on Burks. I tried to trade this guy a lot for him, and he said no.
Deke, whatever, he runs clean routes and gets separation. And the reason I like him as a wide receiver one, because rookie to rookie with Cam Ward being there, what does a rookie receiver love when he has to scramble and extend the play? Yep. Is he loves a receiver who can get open. And one thing that Deke has done, it's Deke, whatever.
However you want to say
he gets open. He can get separation. He runs very crisp, clean routes. So I think he's going to be a wide receiver's best friend in Tennessee.
Yeah. One thing I want to add to this little talk about wide receivers, if you need wide receiver this year for the 2025 draft, I'd be trading back. Trade your first round pick, get multiple seconds and thirds, and start taking some dart throws at some of these guys. Because I think there's going to be some sleepers coming out of this draft that you don't see coming. Whereas I think the top guys are not that good. Not even a lot of them. They didn't even land in a lot of good spots.
We're on wide receiver, and top wide receivers got
right. There's a lot of guys we just did a draft, and there's some guys out there on the waiver wire where I'm like, that guy could end up being a flex play this year, or a couple years from now, he could be a startable number 2. But as far as the top guys go, I'm I say the same thing about him. So it's do you really want to waste a first round pick on a guy that might get you some points, or do you want to take a couple dart throws? I'd rather trade out, take a couple dart throws.
I think if wide receivers your need, you either trade back, maybe get some capital for next year, because next year's wide receiver class is going to be probably the best aspect of next year's draft, and take a shot, like he's saying. It's the best way to go.
And another riser I want to put on my board, this is kind of going under the radar, is Pat Bryant. I'm only saying
no, actually, I almost put him on the list, but
I got to put him on the list again because of the Broncos.
I do think it's a good fit for him.
Bo Nix is on fire, baby. I was totally wrong about him. And I think if he can take over that job from Troy Franklin. Jeez, what the hell did I just say? If he can take over that job and get his way onto the field, he's got there's a mess of wide receivers there that could all do the same thing. But if he can find a way, I know Sean Payton was just absolutely on cloud 9 that they drafted him. So I think Pat Bryant's definitely one of those sleepers. If you can pick him up in the third, fourth
You
round,
can pick him up in the end. He's going undrafted in most 3-round rookie redrafts. He's going undrafted.
He's not getting drafted. He's definitely one of them guys. You
not
can
in the rookie thing, but I'm going to say it's Devon Vale.
Yeah,
I think he could be an absolute stud for Denver.
But they're the same kind of player.
I know. So that's his competition.
That's the only the one that stops me from drafting him earlier than like the third or fourth. If you have 4 rounds on your rookie, is Vale. But yeah, I think he's got the skill set. I mean, Sean Payton compared him to Michael Thomas. So I don't know. That might be big shoes to fill, but we'll see where that one ends up. But yeah, that's where we're going with that.
So one more quick. We won't talk long. One more quick riser before we hit our followers because they're interesting. Is Jaydon Higgins going to Houston with Tank Dell
not playing this year?
Honestly, there's a chance he never plays again.
He had the LTL, the MCL, and the ACL all get absolutely destroyed.
He's basically left for vacation.
His whole left leg. Was it left leg, I think?
And so Jaydon Higgins, 6'4", 210, runs a 4.47. He could be an absolute beast opposite of Nico.
Yeah, and CJ Stroud's only going to get better, right?
Yeah. See, I'm hoping CJ Stroud had a sophomore slump. We'll see.
Well, his whole team got hurt.
True. He didn't look.
He still played okay. Well, the offensive line wasn't that great, and as soon as he lost Stephon Diggs, and it was just Nico out there getting double teamed, he struggled.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to our fallers. There are 2 top wide receivers that because they just went to situation is everything. Like you mentioned us on TikTok the other day. That situation is everything. Touches, targets, situation.
In fantasy football,
everything.
It's literally what I mean.
It's not real life.
No.
What were you saying earlier? That fantasy to real football.
I said these 2 guys are the perfect example of like. Well, wait, sorry, that was a tight end that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But,
either way, this is actually even more perfect.
But like they're going to make this team's offense pretty damn good. But at the same time, for fantasy, you can't look at it that way because they're not going to get the opportunity because their team is already kind of good offensively. But yet they're going to be buried behind some other talent.
And we're talking about Luther Burton and Egbuka.
Luther Burton, pre-draft, he and I both considered almost the number 1 wide receiver in the draft.
He was up there. Yeah.
Like we were both talking to him like he's going to be a first round talent.
Top 2 wide receiver in the draft.
And then he falls in the draft, goes to Chicago, and now you've got DJ Moore who plays a lot like him and freaking Rome Odunze,
Cole Kmet,
and the other guy that we're going to talk about here later, Colston Loveland, who is also one of our followers.
And a receiving back in DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. And there's another running back there.
Roshan.
Oh, yeah. Roshan catches the ball. That's all he does for them.
And I'm going to say this. We still don't know exactly what Caleb Williams is.
That's true.
They are putting so many weapons around him that we're going to find out this year if he is as good as advertised or he is just a decent NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and Ben Johnson being there, who the fuck knows? We're going to find out.
Same with Egbuka.
Draft at your caution.
Same with Egbuka, but Egbuka I put a little bit higher. I move him above Burton because Mike Evans is going to be gone soon.
Yes, agreed.
Godwin, maybe soon, you don't know, but Jalen McMillan has proven that he can be a guy.
Yeah.
So Egbuka doesn't jump any of those guys yet. So Egbuka,
but McMillan's definitely the one that gets hurt the most there, I think.
Oh, Godwin. Goodman. Is it Goodman?
It's Godwin. And they've talked about, and this could be the season where you actually see them pull the trigger on a trade for Godwin.
They need to. Now, if they do that, but to me, you don't take Egbuka in your first round because it's too much uncertainty. He bumps back to a second round pick.
He's an early second.
Round pick. He's not a mid first where he was originally.
Unless you got spots to like just kind of like take a risk and wait until Evans and them are gone, then maybe.
So talking about mouths to feed, let's talk about a mouth that ran too much and got him undrafted in Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
I'll probably break that record tomorrow.
And then run like a 4.5.
He didn't run quite a 4.5.
No, it felt like it though.
He ran like a 4.3 something. But Isaiah Bond, honestly, this was a bigger surprise to me than Shedeur Sanders because you know how I feel about Sanders. Isaiah Bond going completely.
I hate cocky.
I hate cocky without justification.
74%.
Colorado played for his dad. Every coach's kid is great. Anyway,
74%.
Isaiah
Multiple
Bond
400
going
games.
completely undrafted when he was actually ranked above
Mind-boggling.
Golden blows my mind more than the Sanders.
Is he still not picked up? Like
Not
he
yet.
He hasn't
Nowhere
picked
yet.
up. That's crazy.
No, I don't know, but there might be some other issues. But that to me, how does that happen?
Dude, there had to be something in the interview.
Something had to happen,
There
right?
had to be something going on. Like maybe he slept with somebody's wife. I don't know, because
Like Blue Mountain State.
that's some crazy shit.
If
to
you
me.
haven't seen that show, go watch that.
I don't know if I've seen it. To be honest with you,
You shut the fuck up.
I swear to God, I don't
You
know.
have not seen Blue Mountain State.
I don't think so.
If you like being a man and football, sex, drugs,
Blue
and
Mountain
alcohol, Blue Mountain State is your everything.
State. I gotta go watch
Thad,
this.
the rise of Thad. He has a song about mojitos going muddle, 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 muddle. Jack Reacher, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Alan Richardson.
I like
Honestly,
Jack Reacher.
Alan Richardson was the linebacker, and Thad Castle was one of the most glorious characters ever played. The fact that I thought I knew you better than this. You haven't seen even in the movie
No.
The Rise of Thad. He created a amusement park called Thadland. It was just like it would snow cocaine.
I love cocaine.
Like honestly, if you haven't seen Blue Mountain State, they're thinking about bringing it back. It was the most glorious thing in the world. It is the greatest football.
What's it on? Do you know?
I think it was on FX.
Wasn't that good?
I watched it full through
There's
twice.
nothing that streams it
Full
right
through
now. I
twice.
can't go watch it.
Give me a hell. Give me a yeah.
That's
Anyway.
what that's from.
That's the intro song for that.
Okay.
And it's just like cleavage and beer and football. It's the greatest thing on earth. All right, let's move. Speaking of that, let's move to tight ends. Get
okay,
it?
it's got weird.
Okay, they do that too there. All right, you said we were going to talk about this guy. We want to start with that.
Yeah, let's start with the fallers this time.
You hit him with the faller.
Well, we got to go. We already kind of know. I said his name already. Colston Loveland.
Yeah,
I know he's the first tight end off the board.
that don't mean shit.
He's got endless receiving talent at the tight end position.
Was he the one you were saying? He's the one you were going to say about where fantasy isn't reality.
Yes, correct. It was.
Yeah.
You get Luther Burden and Colston Loveland on that team. It makes the squad a lot better offensively. But as far as fantasy is concerned, it doesn't help any of them besides maybe Caleb Williams. Because like now
it brings up his value a little
you've got
bit.
5 guys
'Cause
in
he
that
can just
offense
Sling the ball out
that
there.
are all fucking good at catching the football. So
He went from Colston Loveland went from my number 2 tight end to my 4-5 tight end
in the rookie class,
in the rookie class.
That's
No,
a
in the
lot.
rookie class,
I would put him at like 3.
well, you'll see my risers where I put.
Just because I feel like he could definitely be used in
But Cole
different
Kmet
situations.
is good
I agree.
and younger. Like he's not old, Cole
No.
Kmet. So
But he hasn't been extended or anything yet. So there's always possibility in a couple years he goes elsewhere.
right, but there's guys that I think who have much
And
not potential, but
I will defend Colston a little bit. Ben Johnson loves to use 2 tight ends. So
they love the 12 man. I get
yeah,
that.
he does 12 mans. So he's going to see the field. So if he's a mismatch nightmare, he could score a lot of touchdowns down in the red zone.
I mean, maybe
So
it could be
there's-
the Raiders all over again, taking Michael Myers and then taking Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers is the guy.
is just the guy. Yeah.
But
Which I still
lightning
think Michael
doesn't
Myers
strike.
could be a sleeper
lightning
this year.
doesn't strike twice.
Agreed. But again, Ben Johnson is 12 man.
But to me, you got to move him down. If you move him
you
down
have
to
to
3, okay.
Yeah. That's why I put him at 3. He's no longer 2. I just bumped him down a little bit
I
because
have
he's still
4,
talent
5.
wise. Talent wise, he still heads and
I hope you hear that, but I know you don't.
that scared the shit out of me.
Let's stay on the followers. The other follower I have was Harold Fannin, who I loved. He's a very like a Evan Ingram type of guy, but he went behind Njoku. Same reason as Loveland.
The only good thing there is Njoku likes to get hurt as well.
True. And that honestly, I don't hate what the Browns are doing. If they can figure out their fucking carousel at quarterback,
They got 5 of them now.
at least
That's going to be like, I hope they do hard
they
knocks
have
or
as
something this
many
year.
quarterbacks as Washington's gotten hand jobs at this point.
Yes.
Had to bring up a hand job
Always
joke
have
at
to.
one point. All right. Let's go to our risers. My number 1, and you agree, Mason Taylor.
Easily.
He
I'm
fell
still
into a
kicking myself
fucking
that I
gold
didn't
mine.
draft him in our that one dynasty league that we're
We
in.
didn't realize it until we talked about it later. Like,
I still thought Tyler Conklin was there. I did not realize he was gone. If I knew he was gone and I knew he was going to basically slot right into the starter, probably I would have been all over that pick.
Mace, he's going to turn into wide receiver number 2 as far as targets go on that team.
Yeah,
there's
easily.
nobody there.
Well, this is distracting.
Why? A lot of belly? Well, put your belly away. Jesus.
Well, don't walk around like a hump.
It's weird. I can't see her lower half because she's camouflaged.
I know.
And then it's just belly.
I didn't even know she had pants on.
Actually, that does not hurt our look. Oh, come on. Those are Alexa. I told you not to distract us. You come in with your belly up. My wife peed herself. All right. Anyway, Mason Taylor. I wouldn't blame you if you took him over Tyler Warren because in that offense, and Justin Fields loves tight ends.
Just stop it with that noise.
No, I'm saying Tyler Warren's the guy.
Yeah,
but
he went to a situation where he's still going to be part of
he's still going to be the guy. No, he's still the guy there. But I'm saying Mason Taylor with no competition and Justin Fields, who loves tight ends, he's 1A at this point, or 1B at this point.
I would love to have a conversation about Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson, but for another time.
We will have that another time. Another guy who I put again, I put him at 3 is Elijah Arroyo going to Seattle.
Another good situation. Noah Fant never really became what we thought he was going to be.
Never panned out.
Like every now and then he would show you flashes of just like, holy fuck, that was athletic as hell. But then just never.
But then dies off.
Then never got consistent.
No.
It was like, what the fuck?
And Seattle depleted of receivers and people who need targets.
Over the hill, Cooper Kupp.
It's a good spot.
Sam Darnold's going to have to find somebody.
Sam Darnold doesn't hate a tight end.
He could end up being the guy there.
Look at Hawkinson. As soon as he came back, he got peppered with Darnold. So,
that's just because Hawk knows how to get the fuck open.
I mean, Hawk.
He's one of the most underrated tight ends, I think, in the league.
And I'll tell you what, I traded him for receivers because he basically is a receiver at tight end. He could be tight end 1 any given damn year.
Yeah, just if he stays healthy.
He was actually last year before he got hurt. He was tight end 1 until he got hurt.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Last guy we both talked about, Ferguson going to the Rams.
I think this is a no-brainer.
Again, behind Higbee. He's what?
29,000 years old.
10th year.
Yeah.
He's a stub toe.
Always hurt
from being a stud.
Yeah, you got, I think, what is his name? Colby Parkin?
Colby Park. He's got Parkinson's.
It's one I can't remember.
It's Colby Parkinson, name. I think.
Even so, not a huge talent that he has to compete with to get that backup job. He's going to see he's going to see the field at some point in his rookie season, and he's probably going to be the guy as early as the following season. So his year 2, could be a breakout candidate in year 2.
And with the thing with Kupp being gone too, those extra targets outside
of Devontae that came in. So I mean, he's going to soak up targets and he's going to get mad.
They traded age for a number. Apparently,
doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
Age to age, it was a dumb move, but. He could be tight end 1 on that team before the season's over.
Agreed.
And you'll get him. He's
probably still available.
3 round.
He's probably not even getting drafted.
3 drafts. He's undrafted.
Yeah. So you can go pick him up.
You pick him up.
Yeah.
And he could end up being a top 5 tight end within the next 2 years.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but. Because Stafford's probably not going to be there for
I guess,
3
depending
years.
what they do.
He's going to have quarterback situation here in a couple years anyway. Talent-wise, though, he's there. Definitely worth a dart throw, picking him up. I don't know why. Are they making margaritas or something?
They went and had protein shakes.
So that's what you want to call it.
All right. Do we want to get to the worst part of this year's draft, the quarterbacks?
Yeah. If you're QB needy like I am, you're crying because it's fucking not looking good.
So basically, the quarterback rankings this year are Cam Ward and then.
And even Cam Ward's kind of a question mark.
Agreed. Although I think he's going to a good situation in Tennessee. I think that
there's definitely talent around him.
2 receivers. Maybe we see the rise of Spears at this point.
Oh, God, I can only hope.
I have him in every goddamn.
I can only hope because we've been talking about it for fucking 2 years now.
Such an unwasted talent.
And then just keep drafting running backs.
Unused, wasted talent. So, okay, I'm going to say this, though. The one guy I do think moved up the boards the most is Jackson Dart. as far as arm talent, he's the best arm talent in the draft. Cam Ward gives you more of a package, and I'll give you that. But going to the Giants with Malik Neighbors, Theo Johnson, who they've been talking up, Cam Scatabo, Tyrone Tracy, who can both be your slant and your outlet to a young rookie receiver, has a year to learn behind Russell Wilson. I would almost take Dart above Cam Ward.
Agreed. I think Jackson Dart, if you look at what he did in college, my buddy Jimmy was telling me this when we were playing golf the one day. If you look at his numbers and who he was playing against and who he was playing with, it almost makes it look like Will Howard isn't even like a quarterback in the NCAA. Like he was doing shit with that everybody else was doing who had like crazy teams around him.
People underestimate.
And he's got the build and the look of just an NFL quarterback. I think he's an absolute...
I mean, he looks like a New York Giants quarterback.
Yeah.
Goofy white boy.
I think you're right. I think he's the number one quarterback in this.
I think
draft.
he's gonna. If you need a quarterback and you've got someone that you like a starter, like you got a Purdy or you got someone that can sit, you're not sure.
Right.
He's a great pick for you.
Yep.
I think Cam Ward gives you the highest upside but the highest risk.
Agreed.
And then I feel the same way about Jalen Monroe though. Like going to Seattle. You were talking about quarterback. He's behind. He's behind
Sam Darnold, and I don't think Darnold's going anywhere anytime
But by the go do what you gotta do. But you're gonna be in the video. So let's talk about the biggest faller, the Sanders slide.
I don't want to. I'll take him.
Who's QB1 week 1? Gabriel or Sanders?
Joe Flacco.
I mean, that could really be it. You're not even wrong.
Between the two, I can't even tell you. I have no fucking idea.
I've been watching.
I don't even know if the Browns have a.
You and I have a
idea
different opinion of the Sanders tap, but I've been watching him in camp, and I think Gabriel gets to start week 1, and it's his job to lose. If I'm being
you think
honest.
they start a rookie having all?
They're both rookies.
Well, I know, but they have like 5 quarterbacks on there.
I think
Deshaun Watson's, is he playing this year?
With himself
or others?
Or letting other people play with him.
It depends on if it's willing. If it's consensual, then I don't mind.
I don't think anything he's ever done in his life has been consensual.
That's maybe a good point.
I don't know. So let's talk about this 2XO now. Since we're done, we've gotten through the risers, fallers. This has been delicious.
I'm not drinking just tequila. So what do I do?
Taking a shot at tequila.
I think she thinks she's out of the picture over there. Kendrick, you're not out of the picture. This is going south.
So the 2XO here
is very good. I get so much vanilla in this.
It's
nose and palate.
Shockingly good.
It's very. I mean, it's only 92, good. But it is very good.
You know me. I like my 92s, my 90s to 100s. Mm-hmm. This is right in my wheelhouse.
This is your ballpark. If there was a bourbon built for you, this was it. Because it doesn't have a lot of VOC. It doesn't really linger. It doesn't burn.
Are you gonna? I'm gonna say it.
Don't.
It might take over Puncher's Chance for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's that good to me.
It's really good.
Like flavor, finish. It's all got it. It's all there.
It's okay. So it's very smooth on the nose. You get a little bit of vanilla. If you get real deep, you might get a little bit of cinnamon. But this is vanilla all the way
I
through.
will say for a double oak, I don't get a lot of the oak, which is the only thing that's going to hold it back a little bit.
I would have wanted some oak.
Yeah, agreed. I wish it was more smoky and shit. But
agreed with you 100%.
Especially if you're going to advertise it as a double oak.
Like, then be oaky, goddamn.
I want to taste some fucking oak in here.
So how do we mailbag? How do we
flavor?
Well, it was taste and drinkability.
Yeah. Taste 92.
92 taste.
92 yards per taste.
I won't argue with you. It's up. No, I'm going to go 90 because I like higher proof. I want a little more out of it.
Agreed.
So but I love vanilla. I love the vanilla taste and purpose.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 90.
This is. Do you want to know what I paid for this thing?
No, I mean I know what I paid for mine, but I don't.
Dude, it was on sale. This is a $45 bottle.
That makes the drinkability go higher.
To put it into that category is insanity. That's why I'm like, I'm over the moon with it. So my drinkability is a 91.
I'm gonna stay. It's a good drinker. It's too smooth. It's smooth. Like it could go up higher, but
Yeah, I could go even higher. But like you said,
again, the wanting a little more, I'm gonna stick with my straight 90s.
I like it.
So we're gonna have roughly
Probably a 91, 90, 90, 92, 91. It's got to be an average of a 91. It's probably in the points.
90.75, I think.
You do the math.
See how good my math meat is.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it 90.75? So 90 plus
exactly
90 plus 92 plus 91. Was that divided by 4? 90.75. Math, bitch. Math. All right. This is our first real episode to start the season. Thank you guys for being here. Link in bio. Merch, our YouTubes, our TikToks, our everything. One guy you will not leave the draft without.
Oh, I used to say Cam Scatterbo. But, well, it depends on the round. Like, what do you mean?
You're drafting him.
No matter what?
No matter what, you won't leave the draft without him. Mine's Jaydon Blue.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's either
or Devin Neal.
It's Jaden. I was going to say Devin Neal. Yeah.
Jaydon Blue, Devin Neal, don't leave the draft without
Devin
him.
Neal, I'm still trying to lick my wounds. He went one pick in front of my second round pick or third round pick.
And we all thought you were getting him.
Dude, third round pick. I was like, oh my God, am I really going to get this man in the third round? And then
auto draft, fuck you.
Right
if you auto draft, quit your league. You suck.
I hate you.
That's an episode.
I was going to say, because he was like 3 picks down.
That's a damn episode. Puka Nuka.
You guys can stop crawling around.
Hey, we can Puka Nuka this.
Puka Nuka.
Just kidding. You can't. Don't stop crawling around.
Yeah, don't stop running around for a sec. I can give it a minute.